So it's Monday the 16th of October and it's roughly 10 past 7 in the morning. I'm telling you this because Hurricane Ophelia is just a couple of hours away from hitting the shores of Ireland. And with this being one of the worst storms that this country has seen in the last 50 years, this means that I do have a little bit of extra time on my hands today since all of my lessons were cancelled. So I got up super early this morning to make sure that I got this lesson out to all of you. So you are all very welcome into yet another rudiments lesson, the 7-stroke roll. This rudiment consists of 3 sets of double strokes followed by 1 single. Okay, so the sticking for the 7-stroke roll is right, right, left, left, right, right, left. And that accent is generally placed on that last single stroke. Now, because this rudiment doesn't allow us to naturally switch leading hands, we're going to make sure that we practice this both leading with our right and left hand. All of the following exercises are also going to be felt in 16ths. Now, because we're playing this slow, this gives you an opportunity to really focus on your technique here. Make sure you're nice and relaxed and that those notes are nice and even. Now, you would mainly see this particular rudiment written like so. However, we are going to use the beat locator technology and both play and read this exercise note for note. So let's do this together, nice and slow at 65 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's play the very same exercise, however this time we are going to be leading with our left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four, 3, 2, 1. Stop. So once you start to feel comfortable with that, again, begin to work your way up through those tempos, and I highly recommend that you do that 5 beats per minute at a time. So I am going to now push myself and play this at 175 beats per minute to show you how this boat looks and sounds at a higher tempo. I'm going to be leading with my right side. Here's a quick example. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you are completely new to this rudiment, I would not expect you to be able to play at those higher tempos. But don't take that as a negative thing. That's a positive thing, because it means that you now have something else to work towards that will in return make you a better drummer. Alright, so thank you for tuning in to yet another lesson here at Whelan Drums. If you guys want to stick around, it's at this point that I would like to take you over to a previous lesson in which I filmed, where I implemented this 7-stroke roll. However, this time I used a different sticking pattern and placed that accent on the first note. Thanks again for your continued support. So this particular groove implements the 7-stroke roll, and we're going to be leading with our left hand. Now I'm going to demonstrate this for you nice and slow, not only so you can learn this for yourself, but also to give you an example of just how effective it can be when we split the same sticking pattern up over various different sound sources. So let's split this up into 3 stages. I'm going to begin by playing a 7-stroke roll, felt in 16ths, leading with the left hand on the snare drum. Then I'll split the same pattern between the hi-hats and snare drum before finally moving my right hand over to the ride cymbal. Now, of course, when you get comfortable with this, you can start messing around and experimenting with different foot patterns. But for now, let's just keep that bass drum landing on beats 1 and 3. Now, I will give you a 4 count on screen so you know when to make those changes. And don't worry if you mess this up the first few times, that's why we practice. So let's do it nice and slow together at 75 beats per minute. Alright, so when you're comfortable with that, begin to work your way up through those tempos and you should begin to hear this groove come to life. Here's the exact same exercise, this time played at 125 beats per minute. Alright, so all you need to do now is practice your butt off and speed will come naturally, okay? I think this particular groove sits really well around the 170 mark and beyond, but here's a quick example of how it both looks and sounds at 180 beats per minute, and I'll see you in the next lesson.